You called?
You called. Presented by Playground.
I want to remind you that Playground has over 600 machines, poker tournaments, and Playground casino games, daily promotions, and unmatched customer service. Why go anywhere else? Located just over the Mercier Bridge, only minutes from downtown Montreal. All right, so You Called is brought to you by Playground, and we're just like that. We're going to open up the phone lines, and it looks like Agnello put somebody on, and we are going to go to Paul in New Brunswick.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, is this Tony?
Yes, is this Paul?
Yes, it is, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Good. Just want to let you know, I've been a Montreal Canadiens fan for over 55 years.
Wow, you don't even sound like you're 55 years old.
Pardon me?
You don't even sound like you're 55 years old. You sound like you're 35.
61, my friend.
Good for you. You sound great.
Love the Canadiens. Always have, always will. Tony, I am with you on the rebuild. I have always wanted the Canadiens to win every single day of my life. But this year, boy, the guys have not got the memo. They got another point tonight.
Hold on a second. Here. What do you mean? Who are you talking about when you say the guys have not got the memo? Who are you talking about?
The Canadiens.
But who, the team?
Canadiens. The Canadiens. They don't seem to understand.
No. Here, Paul. Paul, you're wrong. So how did you see this going down? Kent Hughes sending an email to the team or putting everyone on a WhatsApp group text message and then saying, hey, by the way, our objective is to tank. You know as well as I do, hockey players, professional athletes, they're not wired that way. They do everything to win. So you know what? There's not going to be no memo to them because everyone knows that. The way teams end up tanking is like when Toronto traded Dion Phaneuf and Toronto traded Phil Kessel. The team got weaker and the tank happened. Last year, look no further than last year. The Canadiens last year traded Arturi Lehkonen. They traded Brett Kulak. They traded Tyler Toffoli. They traded Ben Sherratt. And they took their time with players who were injured. And the tank happened. And so the predicament that they have this year, though, is that the veterans who are at the end of their contract, who most likely will not be back, if you trade them, unlike a year ago where you got assets, right now you probably won't get any. And unlike a year ago when you traded your veterans and your team got worse, this year, if you trade some of those veterans, you might not be worse. You might not even skip a beat. You might actually even be better. So there's a predicament right now. And I don't know how we fix this.
Well, okay, let me ask you a question, Tony. A week or two before trade deadline, if the Canadiens are where they're most likely going to be, staying where they are we buying or selling?
Well, 100% they're going to sell.
Why? If you have a chance of making the playoffs. I mean, this team can overexceed. This reminds me a little bit of 86. It really, really does.
Okay, so how many games?
A little bit of 86.
Perfect. How many games have they played?
Oh, it's only 11. I know that. It's a short.
Correct. They have 5.
Going on.
Yeah, they have 5 wins and 6 losses, but they're playing for 500. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. So I know 11 games doesn't make a season. But if they're going to continue to play for 500, they're going to finish with 82 points, and they're going to finish 20th or 21 or 22. So this team's not making the playoffs. Now, you can say that when Matheson comes back, they're going to be better and all that stuff. I get that. But look, there's no doubt, you can bet the house that come end of February, the Canadiens are sellers. Bet the house.
I hope so.
Paul, good talking with you, man. Thank you, Paul.
Quick heads up. I have to give total credits to Mr. Suzuki. The class act, the kid got big contract, wearing the C, and he is playing like nobody's business. The pressure is not hitting him, and this is a quality player for the Canadians.
I think there's several people you have to give credit to, though. One of them is Marc Bergevin, who acquired him. Another one is Trevor Timmins, that when Marc Bergevin asked Trevor Timmins, what do you think of this kid? Because I think the first call they made was for Cody Glass, and they got a no on that front, and they said yes to Nick Suzuki. Suzuki obviously deserves a lot of credit. You got to give Marty St. Louis credit for doing well with Suzuki as well. I mean, Suzuki was doing well with Dominic Ducharme as well. But you're right. Bergevin gave Suzuki the big contract. And a lot of people looked at that and said, oh, my God, this is too much too soon. Really? Oh, my, he hasn't proven anything yet. Bergevin was adamant. Bergevin was adamant that the guy that was going to lead the Montreal Canadiens for the next 8 years was Nick Suzuki. And right now, Marc Bergevin looks like he was right there. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much. I love it. New Brunswick is calling. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have a podcast and people from all over Canada and people from all over the United States, and people from all over the world call. I think it's pretty cool. Where is Peter from Côte St. Luc? Says Sonny. I can tell you that Peter is well, but he hasn't really been set up with the whole. He can call by phone. I wanted to put him on video, though. I thought that would have been good. Joe says I look cool in orange. Thank you. It's a nice change, though, right? Instead of wearing the black all the time and stuff like that. Remember that media guy that had Suzuki as one of the worst contracts in the National Hockey League, says Bobby? To tell you the truth, no, I don't. I don't remember who said that. I know I didn't. Adam Lancaster says trading Hoffman and Dadonov doesn't help the tank as they're not even playing. Mark Fidanza says we need Peter and Felicita. Yes, we do. Joe says, yup. If they tank, do it like tonight, says Kevin. Would be an easier pill to swallow. Andy says, is McGuire going to work with the Habs? No, I don't think so. But you never know. Brendan says, why did Jose Theodore get run out of town? I was too young. I don't know. He was traded like many others before him and like many others after him. Edmondson could get a huge return. He can. Greg said the media guy who said it is from The Athletic. All right, okay. Does Montembeault have number one potential? I always thought that he didn't, but I think he's proving everyone wrong, but it's a small sample size. Others coming in. He was traded because we had Carey Price coming up. All right, okay. Agnello, let's go to Dan in Winnipeg.
Hey, Tony, how's it going?
I'm doing extremely well. Is this Dan? Dan
Yes.
Colette's Dan?
Yes. And you know what? I'll tell you something. Sorry about the other night when I was excited because you're a legend.
I'm a legend?
That's why.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. Well, okay. I've got a couple of questions.
Wish
What's the
Agnello would pay me
overall rough
one.
for the Habs tonight?
Okay, Dan.
Yes.
Before we go any further, you riled me up last week.
Okay.
Okay.
I apologize.
No. And I'm one to accept apologies, but also I'm one who follows the rules. If memory serves me well, I suspended you for the rest of 2022.
Okay, but I just want to talk about the Habs. Is that okay?
No, it's fine, but you were suspended. I'm willing to discuss it. You were suspended for the rest of 2022.
Okay.
I'm willing to discuss it. Okay.
Okay.
And I think that we need a disciplinary committee on the Sick Podcast. Okay.
Okay.
And so let's go to Agnello. Agnello, can you jump in here when we're on a call, or you can't? He probably can't.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me see. Is he there? And Yellow, is there any? He can't. Okay, he can't jump in. All right.
Okay.
But he's messaging me right now. Why don't I do this? I'm seeing a bunch of messages on YouTube right now. Okay. And why don't we do this? Would you be okay with this? Is that I'm going to take a vote here. I'm going to open it up to people watching from all over the world to see if you should be reinstated after being suspended for the rest of 2022.
Well, I apologize. Come on, man.
No. Listen to me. I don't have a problem. We are a community, okay? We are a sick army, and I don't want anyone being disappointed with me that, if I laid down the law, if I didn't follow through. So what I'm going to do, I think how many votes do you want to stop at? We'll take what? 10, 15, 20 votes? What do we do?
20 should be enough, I think.
20 should be enough? Okay.
Yeah.
So 20, a pass on 20 is 12, okay? In Quebec, where I am, it's 60%, okay? We need 12 out of 20, okay? So hold on a second. Now, I'm going to start with Sandro Palermo. Sandro says keep, okay? Hold on a second. We're going. It's going too fast here. Now it's going too fast. This is unbelievable. Okay. Joe says don't. Mark says you should take care of your wife and be suspended. So it's 1 yes and 2 no. Ron LaRock says you should be banned. So that's 1 yes and 3 no. Andy says I can give you some community work and bring you back. Fishing says to keep you. So now it's 3 and 3. Okay. 3 and 3.
Okay.
Scoy says to ban you. So it's 4 against. Mike says reinstatement, apologies from the man and the courage to get back. So it's 4-4. Renaissance says to ban you. I can't even keep up. Hold on a second. Joey Russo, keep. Center Heiss, keep. Lucas DP, keep. Anthony Montecalvo, keep.
So I'm almost there.
Larry Watts, keep.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a chance.
Okay,
I think you were sincere with your apology.
I'll tell you exactly why. I was excited because the first time I ever talked to you, I've heard a lot about you, right? And I said you're a legend. And
am I popular in Winnipeg? Am I popular in Winnipeg? Or?
I think you are, really honestly.
Oh, okay.
I think you are.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you tonight about the Habs game, okay? What'd you think about their overall play tonight?
I think they got dominated by Winnipeg. Which, by the way, usually happens in your last game of a 4-game road trip or more.
Yeah, but I don't think they play that bad.
Well, they don't even play that bad. I mean, they got outshot in every period. Mosey too. Now they got outshot, they got outchanced, and if it wasn't for Montembeault, they were going to lose the game by 4 goals. I mean, what do you mean they didn't play that bad? They didn't play great either.
No, okay, I agree. I agree about if it wasn't for Montembeault, they would have been it could have been a 6-0 game or a 6.
Yeah. So they weren't that bad then. If it only could have been a 6-0 game, then they weren't that bad. It wasn't going to be a 6-0 game, by the way, because they scored 2 legitimate goals. The Canadiens did.
Yeah, but it could have been I'm going to say it could have been a lot worse.
Okay, but make up your mind now, Dan. Did they play good or did they play bad? You tell me they didn't play that bad, and now you're trying to make a case that it could have been a lot worse and they should have lost by 6 goals. I'm a little bit confused now.
Okay, they didn't play that bad. It could have looked worse.
Yeah, it could have looked worse. Yeah, everything could look worse in life. Yeah. You have people. Dan,
we got a point out of it too.
Dan, we're going to have to start speaking intelligent here, okay? Because you had people that were willing to reinstate you who now want you banned again. You got to start bringing some logic to the table here, okay? Because right now, you're not cutting it.
Okay.
Where's Colette? Okay. Where's Colette?
She's at work.
She's at work?
Yeah, she's at work tonight.
Oh, really? Okay. She'll be home soon, or?
No, she won't be home till after midnight.
Oh, she won't be home till after midnight. Okay. All right.
No. So, well, yeah, I agree with you one thing. Yeah, it wasn't for Montebello. As I said, could have
If
been
it
a lot
wasn't
worse.
for Montebello, yeah. Montebello Golf Course.
Okay, I'm not that. You know what I mean? Come on.
Do you know Peter from
It's a
Côte
hard-
Saint Luc?
Who?
Peter from Côte Saint Luc.
No. What about him?
You
never heard of him.
remind me of Peter from Côte Saint Luc. I think you guys would like each other.
Yeah. Well, what's so good about him?
He's one of the most famous callers in the history of me taking calls.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I just love talking about the Habs. You know? I
Yeah,
love
no,
talking
you're a
about
big
Habs.
fan. Obviously, I could tell by you know, talking about Montebello. Mamosi too,
Oh
man.
yeah.
But the guy's name. So let me ask you this, Dan.
Okay.
The
Okay.
goalie for the Canadians tonight, what's his name?
Who you talking? The goalie?
No, when I ask you about the goalie, and then I ask you the goalie for the Canadians, what's his name? And you tell me who am I talking about? The
I'll just
goalie?
say-
No, I'm talking
I'll-
about the janitor at the arena in Winnipeg. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. The goalie. I'll just say Monty. That'd be easier for me because
Okay.
it's a hard name to say.
He's a hard name to say. That's okay. I wouldn't say Montebello, but if you say he's a hard name to say, I will agree with that. So now, before I let you go and we move on here,
Okay.
do you have anything planned for Colette tonight when she gets back home after a very long and hard day's work and getting back home after midnight? Do you have anything planned for her?
Of course, I have something planned for. I'm going to give her a foot massage. There you
Mosey
go.
too? Yeah, foot massage. Yeah, that was on my recommendation last time, correct?
And you know what? I took all your advice and it worked.
By the way, the foot massage, make sure she takes off her shoes.
Of course, I don't.
You know, I figured maybe I have to tell you. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll talk to you soon. You have been reinstated,
Thanks a lot. I
but
appreciate that.
listen, it's on a short leash, though. Okay, it's on a short leash, and once again, the foot massage, remove the shoes. Okay,
Of course,
don't give her a foot massage with her running shoes on. All right, with her Nike running shoes on. It's not going to work.
of course.
All
No,
right.
I appreciate everybody.
Yeah,
knows
no, you're
me.
very welcome. Okay, you take care. Say hi to Colette for me. Probably a good idea after you remove the shoes to remove the socks as well, okay? Oof. Mamma mia. Mark is in Long Island. Mark.
How you doing, Tony? The man, the myth, the legend. How are you?
Yeah. We went from that to the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing extremely well. Thank you very much.
That's good. That's good. I'm also. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm glad you're doing okay.
Got a nice night here, Tony. You got some nice people answering the phones over there. We got some phone
Yeah,
trouble.
the people answering the phones are nice. The last guy talking was not very nice.
I didn't hear him, but Tony,
Yeah.
we don't care about the haters because the haters will hate.
Yeah.
They got an issue. That's on them.
Yeah.
You're doing this long enough.
Yeah, he's not happy with me, and he said, yeah, they got rid of me. Oh yeah, because what they got going right now is riveting stuff. Continue, please.
Oh yeah, riveting. But let's not talk about them.
Yeah.
Right? How about Joel Edmondson? First game back, man. I forgot how good that guy is.
I thought he was laboring tonight. He blocked shots and he delivered hits, but I thought his read and reacts were a little bit off.
He was definitely a little rusty, but just the skill of just being able to just get the puck out of the zone has something we haven't been able to see. You know, they sometimes struggle with that, but he just gets that puck out. And how about
I like the fact that he's playing with Jack Eye because he's going to be there to support him. Jack Eye is not going to have to fight every battle. Edmondson's going to actually toss him aside, and he's going to take some of them. And I think it's good that they're going to be playing together. Usually coaches end up going with opposites and end up going with a puck-moving defenseman paired with a tougher, more physical guy. But I think this in the short term, I think it could work, especially if you're on, especially if you can get them out there against a tough physical line. But, on the road every now and then, they're going to be caught on the ice. with guys that play the puck and guys that play good hockey, and it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, but Tony, who did you agree with me on this, that Harris is going to be the first to be sent down? When
I don't agree with that. No, I don't agree with that.
Why. I know it doesn't make sense right now, but listen, he is one of the better rookies, but you don't want to lose that guy they have from Winnipeg on waivers. And at the end of the day, the next guy would be Jack Guy that wouldn't be able to be claimed. And he brings something that no other defenseman on that team brings, obviously, besides for Edmondson maybe, but he ain't going anywhere. So, Matheson and Harrison are probably the most similar. So that's why I'm thinking he goes down first. But I definitely wouldn't be surprised if big number 26 gets sent down. And that's probably what's going to happen. But I was just thinking along those lines.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
You've been heard. I don't agree with that, by the way. I will... I like Jordan Harris, and I don't think he's getting sent down. All right, a couple of comments, then we'll get back to the calls. How much would Toronto pony up for Edmondson? I think they like him if they can fit him on their cap. Yes, Toronto would take Joel Edmondson on their team. There's no doubt about it. Others. Eric Lavallee, does anyone miss Romanov? I don't. I liked his hits. I liked the energy he played with, but to be totally, I don't think he's got a great pass. I don't think he's got a great shot. I don't think he's got great offense. I don't think he's got great upside. I think the fact that they went for Kirby Dach with the draft picks that they got from Romanov, I think there's a lot more potential there. There's a lot more upside. They can end up hitting, I don't know if they'll hit a home run with Kirby Dach, but they can end up hitting a triple with Kirby Dach. And I think that if Romanov's at his best, he'll probably end up hitting a double. The podcast is on fire, says Bobby. Thank you. I'm wondering if that was the Bobby who called. All Bobbies are banned until 2024. Yeah, I guess. What do you want me to tell you? Other comments coming in. Can we talk about how good Suzuki has been to start the year? He's been absolutely fantastic. Nick Suzuki has been the Montreal Canadiens' best player. And the fact that he's wearing the C and it hasn't fazed them whatsoever, it's amazing. It's amazing. Can we suspend? We have to, Agnello, put in a voice recognition system and suspend Bobby, who came on. He thought he was the late, great Ted Teven, told me he wanted to give me the machine guns and told me I'm a mooch. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not perfect, but the one thing I can tell you, Tony Marinaro is not a mooch. So if you're going to call me something else. You want to call me overweight? I'm overweight. You want to call me not very good looking? I'm not very good looking. A mooch? I'm not a mooch. Next. Alex from Laval is back. Yes. How you doing?
I'm good. You?
Very good. Are you related to Bobby from Laval by any chance, or?
No. Listen, Tony, I'm with Habs Fan TV. We get a lot of drunk guys outside the Bell Center, but there are not more than on this podcast tonight.
Yeah, I would think that some of them, Tony, sometimes you come off as arrogant and it doesn't fly with some. I don't care. I'm going to promote myself. Not too many others did in the past. So if people think it's arrogant because I want to promote myself, it's not arrogant. It's confidence. They said the same thing to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan Ibrahimovic was good and he knew it, but they called him arrogant. If I tell you I'm good and I know it, it means I'm arrogant, or it means I'm an honest guy and I'm telling you the truth. Look at where I started. Look at where I got. Look at where I was. Look at what I did. No budget for guests. No producer. No researcher. Look at the results. That's it. Look what I was able to do with a podcast, and look what others were or actually were not able to do with a podcast. The proof is in the pudding. That's it. Continue. You even gave your Habs Fan TV a plug. You even gave your Habs Fan TV a plug here on the Sick Podcast. That's not bad.
Listen, that's what I came on here to do. I came to tell you that everyone that I speak to
Yes.
is talking about Arbor Jekai.
I
The
heard
only
you
thing that
make
comes
amazing
across people's
TikToks,
minds.
by the way. I've been told you do very good TikToks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We try our best. We try our
Thank you.
best.
You're welcome.
We recently got Gordon and Hughes on.
Good for you.
They enjoyed it.
Good for you.
Hopefully, we get some more. But I want to talk to you about Jekai. I mean, has he really solidified his place in the top six, or if Matheson comes back, do you think he's going down?
Solidified, no. Shown us enough to know that he's not out of place here and that he's respected by his teammates and he's valuable and he brings something to the table that others don't have? Yes. Solidified? Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. If you're liking the podcast,
honestly, yeah. And
comment
I'm
sick,
like you.
S-I-C-K. Yeah.
I want the tank. I truly want the tank. And right now, we're 5-6, I think.
Yeah.
Not looking too good. And I feel like right now they're exactly like you said. They're in no man's land. And I really hope that they're able to trade Dadonov, Drouin, or someone, because or else it's going to be a very long year where we're going to reach like 80 points and not be close to anything.
You have been heard, and continue the good job that you do with Habs Fan TV. There's the third plug that you got in about 3 minutes. We'll talk to you soon. That was Alex from Laval, who was a more pleasant conversation than Bobby from Laval, who called yesterday off the air as a Bobby the Painter and had a complaint with Agnello, and then today called in and said to me exactly what he told Agnello, but Agnello had told me earlier today when I was at shopping at a store and I went to buy some silicone for my Matrix treadmill. Phone rang, it was Agnello. Yeah, I wanted to let you know Bobby the Painter called yesterday. He had a complaint about you. The best part about that, the whole story is that my painter, his name is Bobby. And his name is stored and his number is stored in my phone under Bobby the Painter. So I called him today and I said, did you call the podcast yesterday? And he said, no, what are you talking about? Oh, I said, oh, Bobby the Painter called. And he goes, no, that's not me. So there must be another Bobby the Painter. My Bobby the Painter is a lot nicer than that Bobby the Painter. I can tell you that right now. 1-888-585 sick. 1-888-585-7425. Agnello, we're going to go back to the phone lines or what? I'll take one more, or you want to end this at midnight? Joel is in Côte Saint-Luc.
How are you, my friend?
Is this Joel?
This is the famous Joel, who's blessed to have a media-type friends all over the place. And for you, sir, I entitle you as Mr. Charm Personality. So for all those idiots who don't understand how this works, it's not about sports only. It's about sports entertainment, and you're just doing a great job. And I didn't call you just to schmooze with you. I got a few ideas that I wanted to blow around with you before you finish off your podcast. Is that okay?
Of course. This podcast belongs as much to you as it does to me.
Oh, I love you.
But don't ask me to split the revenues, though. Don't ask me to split the revenues.
Dude, one thing I want to tell you. If you're trying to get Peter on, you're not going to be able to do it conventionally. You're speaking to a lunatic who's not necessarily plugged into Peter, but understands what Peter's all about. And for you, a Yiddish word that applies to the people of New Brunswick who calls you up, and when you did a little analogy with him with Peter, there's a Yiddish word to describe it. It's called farshimmelt. Farshimmelt means a little bit mixed up. So if you ever have that word in mind and you speak to Peter, you can quote me on that. It's not a bad word, I promise you. It's actually
No, I hear you. But you know what? The number is 1-888-585-7425. Peter can call the number. You know what? Peter's going to call for the first time. Peter's going to call the Sick Podcast next week. I have a good feeling about that.
Tony, it's not going to happen. First of all, have you seen Peter lately?
No, I have not seen Peter lately.
Okay, I'm telling you an opinion because I see him not regularly, but from time to time, the mall, this and that. Peter's losing it a little bit. I'm telling you now, he's losing it a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. He looks much older. He stopped using that miserable dye in his hair. and he's
No, Joel. I mean, let's
doesn't look good.
Joel, this is not necessary.
I apologize. He's just not looking well, Tony. Though seriously. So if you need
I will give him a call tomorrow.
Okay, but if you have he's a good guy. Really is.
He's a great guy.
Yes. So if you need any help, Tony, I have his number too.
I have his number. I'm going to give him a call tomorrow. I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, because if he wants to watch it, because Peter doesn't watch it, I can invite him to my house. We're on good terms, and I can have him watch it with me, and we could do it together. It's not a problem.
That's fantastic. You know what? I'm probably even going to have him at my house, and we can maybe even do a segment together. All right. But listen, I appreciate you calling, but
Yeah.
No personal stuff going forward, please. That's 100%. That's 100%. I don't want to.
Yeah. I'm cool.
Yeah.
So Tony, what I want to say is, if the Canadians have any hopes of getting rid of people whom they don't see in their imminent future, I think the only way they can do it during the course of the season is if they inject some of the people that are prospects. Now, I'm not telling you that's the way to go, but I'm saying if that's the only way to make it appetizing, they've got to do it. Because, look, you can't keep all your prospects no matter what. So you may as well try and not become redundant, because my attitude towards...
Well, you just got to hope the other teams don't want the prospects, that you want to hold on to.
Well, Tony, the trick is to find the right person with the right desire to have the right prospect. And, oh, by the way, can you take so-and-so off my hands in order to consummate this deal? And I think that's a way to go about it. And I'm going to propose something, Tony, which you're going to think I'm crazy for, but I got to say this. Tony, I like Montembeault much better all the time I see him. Not a perfect goalie, but when I see Montembeault...
He's a fighter. He's a fighter.
I beg your pardon?
He's a fighter. Montembeault's a fighter. He's a gamer. Yeah. He's a battler. Yeah. He's got a little bit of Rocky Balboa in him.
Correct. But Tony, when I hear or when I see or when I watch a guy like Primo, move this guy Primo out. Bring in somebody else. I don't care who the heck it is. Bring in somebody else. Let the kid, whoever they have another kid, I think a European kid that could develop. Put somebody in there, or else get a veteran temporarily. But move Primo in a move to unload some stuff and throw him in as a prospect. Nobody ever talks about that. I don't understand it. Here's another one for you that you think is crazy. Jake Allen. I know they just signed him, Tony, but my God, you know what? It's not because he's old, but he's Jake Allen, and there's people who look for him. They want him. They're going to have to pay a price. And this is how I think you have to attract people. I love the work that Kent Hughes.
Well, I mean, even if they want to trade Jake Allen, he's not playing his best hockey right now, and you might as well hope that, he gets back to playing his best hockey, and then you can deal him at the deadline. But they just extended him for a couple of years, and it looks like they want him and Montembeault to be the guys for a couple of years, and then Caden Primo might get his opportunity. Now, I don't know if he's going to make the best of it. I'm not going to give up on Caden Primo, but I can tell you that last night with Laval, he was not very good. Joel, we will talk to you soon, because there's a bunch of people trying to get a line here at 1-888-585-7425, 1-888-585-6. Thank you, Joel. All right. Where are we going now? How much longer will Matheson be out? Will be interesting to see if he's to see him in the lineup. Well, he's not coming back anytime soon. This is coming from Gary Faber. Dadonov Gate, by the way, in case you missed it, he's now on injury reserve. Retroactive yesterday, so he's only going to be available to the Canadians next week on Tuesday. Are we going to take one more call or one more message on this show for tonight? Tony, who has the best chance of being traded? Hoffman, Drouin, or Dadonov? I think Drouin will find the taker this year. I think he will. I'm Marinaro, and that clip you just watched is from our most recent episode of the Sick Podcast. Once again, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and you'll be notified when we go live. I'm Marinaro. Tell your friends about it. This podcast, like me, is pretty sick.